Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Expedition. And in today's episode, we are going to be getting into a little bit of extra stuff that we haven't gotten into yet. I did want to show you a little bit around the base. I've been doing some work. There was a live stream on Saturday in which I streamed about 6 hours of Expedition. I want to show you what I accomplished. If you want to watch the live stream, there's a link in the video description to an archived version of the live stream on Twitch, so you can check that out there if you want to watch the whole thing. So, I added this little front area entranceway to the castle because it was looking pretty dirt before, and it still could use a little bit of work, but it definitely is a big improvement over what was there. I died a few times in the live stream doing some exploration, and most importantly, if we come down here to the basement, I built this. Welcome to the farms. This is where all of our farms are going to go for magical crops and for AgriCraft and all that kind of stuff. That's all going to go down here. I like the design. I like it a lot, and it is very easily expandable. All I'll have to do is take this wall out and essentially just push it back and repeat the design, and it should all work out pretty well. So, that's basically it. We got soybeans and wheat growing down here at the moment, and it all should be pretty good. But what I want to do in today's episode is I'd first and foremost like to get some protection for our base from mob spawning. That way I can get rid of a lot of this torch spam and not have to worry about it, and we'll find a better way to light up the base. Before that, though, I did find a weapon case, which I would like to open with you. Let's see what we get. Anything good? We got Torment. That's a new sword. We haven't gotten that one yet. We'll put that away. And let's see. Now, what I want to do is I want to protect the base with this, the Magnum Torch. And this thing will basically prevent mobs from spawning within 64 blocks, I believe it is, in every direction. Now, to make that, we're going to need a few things that we don't have at the moment. The first of which is the QED. So, I've got some burnt quartz here, which I made between episodes. Basically, you get this by just smelting quartz blocks. I've got some obsidian left over from the live stream because the atomic disassembler chews through that stuff very, very quickly. And then I'm going to need a couple of Eyes of Ender, some Ender Pearls, and I believe I'm going to need a vanilla crafting table as well. So, let's take a look at the QED. Okay, so we need 5 Ender Infused Obsidian, and then 6 right there, so let's go ahead and make that first, and that's just Obsidian surrounding an Ender Pearl. Oh, and actually, that makes 4, so that's even better. And then I'm going to need 4 diamonds. There we go. There they are. So we'll grab, you know what, let's just grab the stack. Why not? So we'll make one of these diamond-etched computational matrices. Matrices? I think it's matrices is the plural. And that should be everything. There we go. So I got ourselves the QED. Now, we also need to make I gotta find it. Oh, here it is. The Ender Flux Crystal. And the more of these you have, the better. So we'll probably make, I'm thinking we'll make like 2 of them for now. We can make more later if we really need to. I do need a little bit of blaze powder. Let's see here. So we'll go like that, and I believe that it's like this, right? Yeah, there we go. And that'll make the Ender Flux Crystal, and that basically is the thing that powers the QED. So, we'll be good there, and the QED is going to be used to craft a bunch of stuff that we just can't make right now. So let's put that stuff away. Let's put this stuff away as well. And then let's take a look at the recipe for the QED itself. So, or for the Magnum Torch, I should say. So for the Magnum Torch, I'm going to need 5 chandeliers, which is fairly easy to do. We'll need 5 diamonds, 10 gold, and a bunch of torches. So we'll make 5 of those. And these will actually also prevent mob spawns, but they only do it in I believe it's a 16 block radius, if I remember off the top of my head. Then I'm also going to need a potion of healing 2 and a potion of regeneration 2. And I happen to have a potion of healing and a potion of regeneration just kind of sitting here in my chests, which I found out and about while exploring. So now I basically just need to make myself a little potion stand. And that's just like... Let's see if I remember my vanilla recipes. There we go. We made our brewing stand. And where do I want to put that? Let's just put that right here. And then it's just glowstone dust applied to those. So let's see if I can I do both at once? I think I can. Let's find out. If I do that, oh, and that's right. I've got et futurum in here, which means that I need blaze rods to, or is it blaze powder? I think it's blaze powder to power my brewing stand. There we go. And that will get these going. These should then turn into all the necessary stuff that we need. And then last but not least, I'm just going to need 2 wooden logs of pretty much any type. So let's just grab 2 pine wood logs, I guess, because it doesn't matter. But there we go. We now have everything we need there. We'll set up our QED just right here for the moment. Although actually it needs to be a little bit farther away. These do. So let's just put them like that. And then we do, I think it's regeneration on this side, and yeah, there we go. So there we go. That's making the Magnum Torch, which we can then put in the center of our castle, and that should prevent any mobs from spawning in our castle, which is fantastic and absolutely needed. Now, the next thing that I need to do is I need to get some structure going here for magical crops. And to make magical crops, I'm going to need a special type of dirt. And that is this, garden soil from the Garden Core mod. Or the Garden Stuff mod, to be specific. Now, to make that, I need compost. And the easiest way to get compost is to just dump living materials. And since I have a relatively massive amount of wheat and soybeans, I'm just going to use that. We'll grab that. Oh, that also reminds me, during the live stream, I used some of the mana steel ingots I found while out exploring to make myself a ring of magnetization from Botania. It does not require mana. In fact, it is one of the few items from Botania that does not require mana. So, we are going to go ahead and use that, and that'll just make the whole gathering our crops process significantly easier, at least until we can automate it, which will be hopefully relatively soon. I'm going to need to kind of up my power generation before I'm truly able to automate this. But let's go ahead and put 2 stacks of wheat into there, and then we'll throw the remaining wheat into here to turn it into toast again. So I think we're good. No, I only want 1 stack. There we go. And then we'll wait for the for that to turn into compost so I can make more of the garden soil from the Garden Stuff mod. Our Magnum Torch is done, which is good. So we want to put this in the center of the castle. And I don't know where the exact center is, but I'm thinking it's probably right about here. I'm just going to put it there for the moment. I don't know. I think that should reach outside. It should, because it's 64 blocks in every direction, vertically, horizontally. It's like a giant thing, so it should protect the entire castle. I hope. I guess we'll find out. But anyway, this is going to be a while before all this is done composting, guys. So I'm going to get some other work done, and I'll be back with you in just a second. All right, guys, I am back. So, during the little break there, I made a bunch more of the compost, which we'll use later, and I added another section to this garden area for magical crops, and this is garden soil. Now, we will need to till this before we actually plant any magical crops in there, but we'll get to that in a sec. So, to kind of get started with magical crops in this mod pack, and I should probably mention, I have heavily tweaked the way that magical crops and AgriCraft kind of interact with each other. It's kind of similar to what you would see in like the mod pack regrowth, if you're familiar with that. I kind of use that as kind of like a baseline for what I was going to do, and then I kind of made it my own as well. So first and foremost, the first thing you're going to need is you're going to need that's not how you spell. There we go. You're going to need one of these. You're going to need a weak infusion stone. And to make that, you just take an emerald or a diamond. I'm going to use an emerald because I don't really have any other use for emeralds at this point. And you surround it with this Minicio essence, which you can get by just mining. Okay? Now, you can use that to make Axio essence, and then the Axio essence you can use to make the next infusion stone, and then you can use that one, and so on and so forth, etc., etc., etc. So, but we're going to start with the weak infusion stone, and we're going to make a few different things. First and foremost, we need a better source of this Minicio essence than just mining, because we're going to need a lot of it. So, the first thing that I'm going to want to make is Minicio seeds, and to make that, we're just going to take regular old seeds and surround them with Minicio essence, and that will make Minicio seeds, okay? And we can plant those, get them up to 10, 10, 10, and we should be good. Do I have a hoe? Doesn't look like it. Okay, let's go ahead and make ourselves a hoe real quick. And I'll just make an iron hoe. I think that will be enough durability for our purposes here. Now, as far as making other seeds, there's a lot of other options as well. So for example, say I want to make gold seeds, okay? I'm going to need Imperio essence, which I'll get later, gold blocks, and then Minicio seeds in the middle, and so on and so forth. Now, to kind of progress through the mod, through magical crops, you're going to need specific essences. So for us to kind of advance to the next level, if you will, I'm going to need fire, water, rubber, nature, earth, air, coal, and technicolor essence, which is basically just dye essence. Okay, so it's going to be a little while before we can really make useful things. Not that those essences are completely useless, especially the dye one. The dye one we might be able to use to upgrade our food power generation in a bit, but we'll get to that as time goes on. For now, let's focus on this, and let's focus on just a couple basic types of essence. So let's go with coal, and for that, I'm going to need coal blocks. So let's make 4 of those. There we go. And we'll put that back. And then we're going to need more Minicio seeds, because we're going to need those for every type of seed that we create, okay? And the recipe... Oh, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. We're also going to need the next level of essence, which is why we need this weak infusion stone. And we'll need 4 of this Axio essence here. So, blocks in the corner, seeds in the middle, and that will make coal seeds. And now we can essentially grow coal, which is really useful. So that's going to be something that we're going to want to get going, and I will want, I should probably grab some crop sticks, and we will definitely want to have a large number of different crops growing different types of resources for us. Most of this I'm not going to do on camera, just because there's not really any reason to, since you guys have, I've already kind of shown you how AgriCraft works. It's the same process, but just as a little refresher, we'll do a little bit of it together. Let's do this. There we go. And then I need my watering can. And this is the filled one, right? Yes. Okay, good. So let's come down to our basement. And we'll just pop down here. And the first thing you'll want to do is analyze whatever seeds you're going to try to improve. So these are going to start as 111 seeds. And basically, each of these seeds has 3 categories: growth, gain, and strength. Strength doesn't really matter in this mod pack because I've completely disabled weeds. But growth is how fast they grow, and gain is how much stuff you get from them when you harvest them. So when you have perfect 10 growth, you'll get 4 of whatever it is that the crop produces. So like these would give you 4 soybeans, these would give you 4 wheat, etc., etc. These seeds give you essence of some sort. So this one would give you 4 Minicio essence, and this one would give you 4 coal essence. So we're going to need to kind of get into that a little bit. Let's go ahead and hoe this garden soil to turn it into tilled garden soil so that I can actually grow these crops on here. Oh, didn't mean to click that. And we'll just kind of till the whole thing. And it looks like the hoe will have enough durability to do both fields, which is great. But I'm going to do some of this stuff off camera. So now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and plant our seeds. We'll want to water them with the watering can until they grow completely to maturity, because they won't spread until they're actually mature. And that might take a little bit. So, oh, here we go. It's going now. It just had to think for a minute, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I got unlucky. But you can see in Wayla up there, it says the percentage of the growth stage. It'll go 85, and there they go. Now it's mature. So next, we'll put down crop sticks like this, and put one more crop stick just by clicking that again. And once it's got this little box on top, that means that they can now spread. Okay? So now it's spreading, which not only gives you more plants from the same seed, essentially, but every time these spread, they have a chance to grow in stats. So this one's already done. And then just as an example, we'll have this one spread to here. And now if I take this seed and we analyze this one, it will probably be higher than 111. There we go. So this one's actually 222. So if you do that enough times, and the best way to do it is to spread it out over a much larger area and then kind of focus it back. I usually do like a 4x4 and then end with this one. You do that enough times and you'll have perfect 10, 10, 10 seeds. It shouldn't take too long if you have a watering can. It's a little grindy, but it's very well worth it, because then you can just grow insane amounts of resources. So that's what I'm going to work on between episodes. But as for this one, I am definitely out of time, guys. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.